What is up, guys? It's your boy Zach, aka that bio dude, coming at you with lecture number 4, and also the coolest, most informative, and funniest AP biology videos that you will find on the interweb. And today, talking about the digestive system and nutrition. So right away, we're going to get into it. Digestive tracts. Not all animals have a the digestive tract. Yet the majority of animals have some sort of gut or a digestive tract where food is digested into small nutrient molecules that can cross plasma membranes. The digestive tract has 4 major functions. It ingests foods, breaks down the food into smaller molecules that can cross this plasma membrane, absorbs these nutrient molecules, and then eliminates the undigestible remains. So there's incomplete versus complete tracts. An incomplete digestive tract is a single opening, usually called a mouth. This opening is used as both an entrance for food as well as an exit for waste. An example of this would be a planarian or a flatworm. Comes in one hole, comes out the same hole. A complete digestive tract has 2 openings, a mouth and an anus. Food enters the mouth and travels down the digestive tract and exits the second opening. An example of this would be humans or an earthworm. Adaptation to diet. Some animals are omnivores, they eat plants and animals. Some animals are herbivores, they only eat plants. Other animals are carnivores, they only eat meat. Each animal has physical features on the outside to help them achieve the desired food source they strive for. For example, bears have large claws to snatch at fish in lakes, as well as a specialized digestive tract. For example, they have a large, powerful teeth to break down these meats, as well as flat molars to help them grind down vegetation that bears also eat. All animals have certain digestive tracts that fit their dietary needs. The human digestive tract, aka the GI tract, consists of the mouth right here that starts down the pharynx, into the esophagus, into your stomach, then into the small intestine, large intestine, and then out the rectum. The mouth, pharynx, and esophagus. The mouth or oral cavity serves the beginning of the oral tract. The palate, roof of mouth, separates the oral cavity from the nasal cavity. The cheeks and lips contain the food as the teeth starts to the mechanical breakdown of food as salivary amylase begins digesting starch. Next, it is swallowed into the pharynx, where it's passed down the GI tract. There's actually no digestion going on in the pharynx or the esophagus, it's just passing it down. The esophagus is a 25 centimeter long tube that is responsible for passing down food using peristalsis. Peristalsis is the contraction that moves the contents along to the next step. And you can kind of see here in this picture, this is your mouth right here. You have your tongue where all your taste buds are, which helps you taste the food. And this is the hard palate, and then the soft palate, which turns into the uvula. This separates the nasal cavity from the oral cavity. So the food comes in here, and it passes down into the pharynx, and then into the esophagus. Next is the stomach. The stomach is a thick-walled, J-shaped organ that lies on the left side of the body beneath the diaphragm. The stomach can fill up to 1 liter. The stomach churns food to break down physically using muscle contractions, as well as break down food chemically using gastric juices containing hydrochloric acid and pepsin, which have very low pHs, to turn the food into chyme, which can then go to the small intestine. So you can see here in the picture, it's composed of a lot of parts, but the food comes in through the cardioesophageal sphincter, and then it comes into the body, and then you can kind of see here this rugae of mucosa is what it's called on the bottom. This is what helps churn it. It's kind of like a rough muscle on the bottom. And then it goes down through the J shape and through the pyloric sphincter valve, and then into the pylorus, and then that brings into the duodenum, which is the start of the small intestine. The small intestine is named after its small diameter, but perhaps should be called the long intestine because it's over 6 meters in length. The start of the small intestine is called the duodenum, which gets all the fun started. The ducts bring bile from the liver and gallbladder and pancreatic juice from the pancreas. Bile emulsifies as fat, while the pancreatic juice contains enzymes that neutralize this chyme from the stomach. The main function of the small intestine is absorb essential nutrients from the body. And so you can see here, this is your stomach right here. So as it comes down through the duodenum, and then it comes into the jejunum, which it wraps around through the ileum, and then finally into the cecum, which is the start of the large intestine. The large intestine, which includes the cecum, the colon, the rectum, and the anus, is larger in diameter but smaller in length at only 1.5 meters. The main function of the large intestine is water, salt, and vitamin K absorption. It also stores undigestible materials until it is eliminated by the rectum. This is the last chance for any nutrients that wasn't absorbed previously in the small intestine to be absorbed, and the rest will be eliminated as waste. And then right here is kind of the parts of it, your appendix, which a lot of people have to have removed before they get appendicitis, which really you don't need that at all. It kind of like serves no purpose. But it starts in the cecum. You go up the ascending colon through the right colic, then through the transverse colon, through the left colic, descending colon, sigmoid colon, into the rectum, and finally out the anal cavity. And then also there's accessory organs that help the digestive tract where food's not going to pass through it, but they provide important enzymes to break down food. The pancreas lies deep in the abdominal cavity. It has both exocrine and endocrine function. It secretes insulin and glucagon as well as provide pancreatic juices to the small intestines to help break down chyme, which is your pancreas right here. And then liver is the largest gland in the body. The liver is in charge of storing bile from the gallbladder as well as acting as a gatekeeper for passing by blood. It removes poisonous substances and stores iron and vitamins all from your body, from your blood. It is also in charge of maintaining blood glucose level. The liver has amazing regenerative powers that can recover quickly if need be. This is your liver. It looks like a big old baseball cap. And then your gallbladder is a pear-shaped organ attached to the surface of the liver, and its only purpose is to produce bile. It is one of the least important organs in the body. And this is your gallbladder right here. And there's the duct that the bile comes in. You can see it comes into the small intestine. And then there's another pancreatic duct right here that brings the enzyme, pancreatic juices into the small intestine. All right, digestive enzymes, I'm touching those a little bit more. The various digestive enzymes found in the digestive tract that I mentioned previously help break down carbs, proteins, nucleic acid, and fats, which are the main components of food. Some examples are salivary amylase, which breaks down starch. This starts in your mouth. Pepsin starts the protein breakdown, so start in your stomach. Pancreatic amylase, which helps break down starch, comes from the pancreas, breaks starch in the small intestine. Trypsin, which helps break down proteins in the small intestine. Bile comes from the gallbladder, which helps break down fat, and this happens in the small intestine. And then maltase, which also helps break down starch, occurs in the small intestine. So as you can see, a lot of breakdown and nutrients being absorbed happens in the small intestine. And all of these work together to break down the macromolecules into their building blocks and then into the body as nutrients. And then last thing, so like the fourth thing to talk about, carbs, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. You can see they're broken down even smaller. Carbohydrates are broken down into polysaccharides, starch, glycogen, cellulose, disaccharides, sucrose, maltose, lactose. And then finally, monosaccharides, glucose, fructose, galactose, and dextrose. Proteins are broken down into protein polypeptides and then finally into amino acids, which there are 20 of those. Lipids are broken down to fats, aka triglycerides, which are like oils and waxes. And for our triglycerides, glycerol and fatty acids are the last thing they can break it down into before it goes across the plasma membrane. And then the nucleic acids, broken down the DNA and RNA. And then the nucleotides within that are adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. And the RNA has adenine, guanine, uracil, and cytosine. And then at the top you see carbohydrates like bread. Bread's good. Toast, tasty stuff. Proteins, steak, chicken. I like chicken. Lipids, cheese, butter, stuff like that. I love cheese. And then nucleic acids, you can find those in eggs. Eggs are good too. Good morning breakfast. And that'll do it for this video on digestive systems and nutrition. Like, subscribe, comment, and see you next time.